And welcome back to episode 7 of Final Fantasy II. As always, Rock here. So we have successfully moved all of our things down to the monument area. Have all our chests, tree farms, sugarcane farms, wheat farms, a place for where our books will be going, our bookshelves will be going for when we finally get an enchanting table. Since last time, aside from this fantastic stuff, since last time, I explored the other hand of the area we investigated last time, and I did find some really good things there. I found an efficiency 10 unbreaking 10 golden pick, another sharp 5 unbreaking 5 sword, and some efficiency 10 unbreaking 10 tools, an axe, a shovel. I want to say there was probably a hoe in the chest, but I might have left that, I think. But before we get into things, there was this little note here that I found, this little map that we didn't get to read last time, that I figured would be a good thing to take a look at. This is the vessel of the ancients. You must collect all the missing records in order to restore communication with home planet. These documents of our ancestors will be encased in bedrock, obsidian, and iron capsules called bird cages. The whereabouts of the capsules are unknown. All hope is in your hands. Dun dun dun! So, all hope is in our hands, which I know most of you would probably agree, but I don't know if that's necessarily the safest or smartest thing to do.
Leave all hope in hands.
I'm Derpy. Hi, I'm Rock. I'm Derpy Rock. Derp Rock. Leaving hope in my hands is probably one of the worst things you could do. But today, with that hope in mind, we'll be going into a new area in search for another record. One thing to point out, I do have another work farm over here. Now, I did attempt to set up the farm initially in the overworld, and I was sitting there watching. I'm like, why is this not growing? And I was like, wait a minute. I remember now. Ow. There was a version of there was a point in time when Minecraft, you couldn't grow netherworts in the overworld. And I did a double check on the dates, and I believe it stated it was 131 that they modified it to. By the way, I'm gonna go this way. I think it was 131 that they modified it so netherworts could grow in the overworld. And I was sitting there like, well, that would have been good. You know, if we had played in 132, that would have been a non-existent problem. But, oh well. Things happen. So we'll be going into this second area of intersection 2. And I'm hearing spiders. Wave of mutilation. I'm hearing pressure plates. I'm seeing fireballs. Okay. I think they're below us. Hold on. Wave of mutilation. We're just giving these spiders time to spawn. This is not going to go well.
This is my fortress. You have no business here. Turn back whilst you still can. Wait. I changed my mind. I want to show you something. Come in. Enter. There's an altar with your name on it in the basement. Darkness.
The darkness. Oh, hello. Anything special over here? No. Alright. So we have gas. Gas spawners up in some of the pillars. I found the spiders, I figured they were underneath. Ow! Damn it! It was only a matter of finding out where they were. I figured underneath was probably, where they were. Oh. That doesn't look friendly. Alright, so we have a few spawners to deal with over here. Should be... Come on! Not too big an issue, I think. I would like to think. Unless these guys want to make it an issue. Where does this lead to? Okay, I think I... Now! I think I see how this works. And I think that should deactivate the spawners, if I remember correctly. Well, not remember correctly, but if my calculations... If my calculations are correct, that should disable the spawning of the spiders. I hear another one still. He's somewhere. I think he's outside. But that should disable the spawning of the spiders, which I'm guessing that this rail... Yeah, it goes all the way down. I'm guessing this rail is what was causing the fireballs to shoot out. Alright, good to know. Damn spiders. Now the question is, where are we going? Oh. Where the hell are you guys coming from? Oh, you're spawning above. Fuck it. Let's get rid of the spawner. The spawner's only going to cause pain, torment, by spawning stuff where I don't want it to spawn. Get out of here, evil beast. There we go. That should dispose of that problem. Though we're still going to have a couple out here we're going to have to battle to the death. Wow. Where are you? Are you in the stairs? Are you in my dreams? I don't know. Where are we going? Let's get a quick peek around, see if we can... That kind of looks like something. Is there anything else in the middle of it? Oh, I gotta watch out. There seems to be a lot of gas spawners around. Out and about around. Part way up, yeah, there was one in that one. Okay, we found a way down. Okay, I think there's both... There's two... It looks like that was probably the same kind of... Yep, okay. I was like, that looks like the same kind of thing. Wait, why am I placing these? Surprisingly enough, torches are fairly ineffective in another. Unless you're putting it on a spawner. It's in general fairly ineffective. That's a lot of gravel, too. Don't tell me that's gonna drop. Oh. Uh-oh. Hello, Minecraft. Oh, that's why I'm lagging. I was like, what the hell's going on? I'm lagging. The dropping of about 6,000 gravel does a good job at causing you to lag. Alright, so what do we have to deal with here? I do see a couple points of interest. The chest around the area. One there, one there. And I could only assume there's going to be one here. That's a lot of pigeons. Oh. Hey, buddy. Alright. That was good. Productive work there. I wanted to do that in that second area we went through. I think there's some spawners under I think there's some spawners under this floor too. I wanted to do a drop down like that in the towery area in the second part where we got our first wool. I actually wanted to do that in that area, but I was like, I don't know, this just seems like a terrible idea. So getting actually to be able to do that is actually pretty fun. What else do we got? Yeah, I figured as much. This looks like a pretty straightforward area. I don't think there's going to be too much difficulty to it. Just dealing with that and these incessant gas. Okay, so there was no... Oh, no. The loot layer is the next layer down. Come on! Alright. Now that we have a second to take a look around, I believe there was a loot down there, from what I saw. We have a loot there, there, and there, all of which are guarded by gas spawners. Let's take a second to wander around the area, take a look at what loot we have in store for us, and continue from there. Oh. Okay, get rid of you. Boop, boop. I've got to say, from what I've seen of the second intersection so far, it's definitely feels like it's easier than the first intersection. Ooh, that's nice. Now, I don't know if it's necessarily because of, you know, we have gear now. That's kind of my biggest guess as to what it could be, is that, you know, because we have gear now, the area, or things have become easier. This definitely feels like an area that probably could have been intersection 1. I mean, it's not too terribly difficult. There's not like a lot of, you know, mobs and stuff. I mean, really all you need is a bow and some arrows, which I think we had by the time we were in I-1. There we go. So realistically, I'm not seeing a whole lot. Come on! I'm trying to talk here. Get rid of you. Not seeing a whole lot. That's... I missed. Come on. Damn. Yes. Hey! Come on. I'm a little busy right here, and I bet there's some skellies under this little plot right here. God damn. Where are you jumping from? Are you above? Ooh. Oh, that's nice. So as I was saying, and that just went right through him. As I was saying, I'm not seeing a whole lot of, you know, real difficulty with the area. You know, ghasts are annoying, very much so, but there's not really any threat. It's not like, you know, I'm getting swarmed by creepers or skeletons or zombies kind of thing, and I'm definitely taking all of this. It seems like a very straightforward area that, you know, you could take your time with, slowly approach, and in general you'll probably take it out. As in comparison to oh, what area? Trying to think of comparison to actually in general. Ooh, actually this is nice too. I'm not gonna take. I'm gonna take these. I was like, I'm not gonna take them. I'll take them. Well, I think now that I think of it, I probably haven't really run into too many very threatening aspects of the map. I think that some of the sub areas that didn't have records were probably harder than most of the sub areas that did have records. And speaking of sub areas, I haven't seen. I wonder if the sub areas were just an aspect of intersection 1 more so than any of the other rest of the map. Hey! I'm talking your shit! You guys need to stop it! But speaking of that sub areas, I haven't really seen any sub areas, at least as of yet, assuming that doesn't lead to a sub area or something like that. But I know the one area we did of intersection 2 didn't have a sub area. This area, at least at the moment, doesn't appear to have a sub area. Now, whether it does or not is a different story. But at least as of yet, it doesn't appear that they do. Come on, guys. Damn gas, causing all kinds of problems. Now this is going to be a dangerous one.
The sign of the devil!
Alright. But in general, like I was trying to say, a lot of the areas have been very simplistic, at least when it came to the record areas. Very simplistic, not a whole... It's very, very straightforward, not a whole lot of issues that you should run into, at least as of thus far. So, I'm wondering if a lot of the map's going to be like that, or it will get a lot more painful, a lot more tedious. Definitely, this map. I would say this map, as of thus far, has been significantly easier than Final Fantasy 1. But kind of when you think about it, I think a lot of the difficulty with Final Fantasy 1 was that aspect of losing gear, just because the map was primarily voidy. That chance of losing gear was pretty high. And it did happen a lot when we played. We lost gear a lot. And I haven't had much... we haven't had much interaction when it came to void in this map. And I wonder if it's... Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm wondering if we will run into kind of void in this map, or at least points that could potentially cause loss of gear. I mean, we could lose gear in the lava here, but really. Ooh, that probably won't happen too much. Okay. I want you, and the rest of that should be fine in there. Overall, am I placing you down? Overall, a pretty simple area. You know, it does take a little bit of... does consume a little bit of time just because... Oh, no. Consume a little bit of time from having to slowly take out the spawners, but overall, not too difficult of an area. Now, I'm wondering if that will... I'm wondering if it will increase in difficulty as we go, kind of thing. Oh, I better get rid of you before you knock us in the lava. Okay, let's see if I can knock out this spawner. There we go. Just like that. That is how you do it. The spawner shuffle. Spawner shuffle. This map has been quite the casual of a endeavor, though. At least as of thus far. Except for that twins area. That one was a bit rougher. But the rest of the map has been a fairly casual, enjoyable experience. But if Final Fantasy has told me anything, I can't imagine that's going to last very long. I think a few of the starting areas weren't that bad in Final Fantasy. Definitely harder than this, but I think it probably does tell that we will be getting into harder stuff at some point. Not necessarily at this point. Probably at some point. Now we are dealing... Oh, I see blazes right there. I'm going to preemptively pop this potion and continue from there. I have no space. Bones, get out of here. La 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 la. Oh, we gotta deal with lots of bad things. Lots of non-existent bad things. I love fire resist and all, but man, fire resist is hella OP. Oh. It does make things a bit too easy. Now, Let's see if I can get these block backs. Now, it can be, you know, you can use. I'm gonna try to let me backtrack and try to rethink what I was trying to say. Now, blazes, gas, and all of that can be used effectively in areas when the player does have fire. Jesus Christ! Piss off! They can be used quite effectively in areas when you have fire. I can't even speak today. Blazes and gas can be used effectively, even though the player does have fire resist. However, it does become a bit trickier when you give the player access to fire resist. It more or less comes with the combination, being able to, or combining the mobs with other mobs. So, like, for example, we want to use blaze. Is there more spawners here? Oh, yep. That's where the record is. You can use blaze and gas quite effectively. However, you have to be very cautious of what you do with them. Usually, from what I've seen, at least playing CTMs, and from doing a little bit of mapping, is that you have to combine blazes and gas at the point when there is fire resist with other mobs that it could be effective. You know, more or less, fire resist negates blazes and gas for the most part. If you combine, here we go. If you combine blazes and gas with other types of mobs, say creepers or skeletons, they become a lot more effective. At least that's what I've seen. You can only get so much effect out of a mob that you can't take any damage from. Gas can knock you back, so that you can take advantage of that if you use areas that require bridging or void areas, and it makes it a little more difficult because of that. But in general, there's not much difficulty when it comes to gas themselves and blazes when you have fire resist. It's a bit of a shame, but that's kind of the nature of the game. So, in general, you want to mix and match blazes and gas with other mobs. Unless you're at a point where the player doesn't have fire resist, then it's the mobs are pretty safe to use on their own. I'm gonna grab you and you. But in general, at the point where the player can get fire resist or does have fire resist, you probably don't want to use them as the primary mobs of the area. Just a little tips. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. Just words of wisdom from Rock. But definitely see a lot more ease in area intersection 2 versus intersection 1, and really it probably has to do with the fact that we do have gear now and we do have potions, and I mean, trying to attempt this area without potions, fire resist potions, would probably be a lot more difficult. But just because we have fire resist potions, we have this pick that does so much. That's, efficiency 10 gold pick. Gold picks by themselves are faster than normal iron picks, and adding efficiency onto them makes them even better. So yeah, I think we got to go up one more. That's what it looks like. But I think had we seen a bit more skeletons in this area, I think it would have been a pretty balanced area. I think it just as is, it's a pretty easy area. Much like that first area we did in intersection of intersection 2 thus far, and we shouldn't be able to go back and to the left and get to where we need. Now, does that symbol have anything associated with it? Just kind of looking for resources or whatnot. No, it looks like it's good. Just gonna ignore you guys, don't mind me. Alright, well that is a record for... Another record for the monument. Now let me go place that bad boy on the monument. Let me do a quick cut to the monument and I'll be right back. Alright. So we got our disc, which is 11. Let's go plop 11 into the monument real quick. Hello? I don't... What happened? Where am I? What is this place? Now, command blocks didn't exist in 1.2.5, so I don't... Oh, I'm in the nether. Oh, not the nether end. I did hear that piston. I think we were happened to be on a place that dropped us into the end. Genesis Station, intersection 3. Aha! So this is how you get to intersection 3. Okay, okay. I'm guessing that if you unlock a certain percentage of the monument. Hello, great architects of the universe. Oh boy. I'm assuming that if you unlock enemy mine, a certain percentage of the FIL of the monument, it unlocks the end. Oh boy. Now the question is, where the hell? How do I get back? Maybe down? Let's try going down. The Genesis Station. Is our way down? Alright, perfect. This place is kind of trippy. Is that... Okay, that... I was like, is that obsidian down there or end? And there's a chest right there. I want to take a peek at you. Ah! Ooh! Ooh! It would be kind of dirty of me to take it now, wouldn't it? Tee 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 tee. Tee 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 tee. There we go. Hey, look! I made an enchanting table. I found an enchanting table. Tee 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 tee. Oh, there's more stuff around too. Is it dirty of me to take this now? No. Ocelots. Wolves. Wheat. La 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 la. I will definitely take all of this loot. This is definitely... Not that I need it probably for the rest of Intersection 2, but I will take it for sure. Some, chickens, pigs. Oh, man. I'm going to take that stack. That stack of wheat in there could be used for animal breeding, like cows. It seems we'll be having an infinite source of meat here soon. Brewing station. Okay, we already have brewing. And that was 1, 2, 3. I think I checked this one already. I should have, like, broken the block above him or something. Yeah. What where is this? Water fountain? Okay. Just a shortcut way down or up, I assume. Is there a way out? Ah, perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. This place is hella crazy. Yeah, let's not do that. Oh man, intersection 3 is gonna be crazy as hell. I'm looking forward to that. Now, the funny part is I believe these villagers don't have trades. Yeah. 1.2.5 didn't have trades of villagers. I don't actually remember when villagers got trades again, but 1.2.5 did not have trades of villagers. Oh boy, I'm gonna plop the crap out of that right here. There goes me not having to farm for my my stuff, my bookshelves anymore. Ha ha ha. Oh boy. Oh boy. Perfect. I should be able to do what, level 50 now? Yeah. Oh, enchanting. I despised this enchanting back in the day because it was so random and difficult to try to hit 50 on here. 36, 18, 37, 38, 48. Oh, this was such a pain in the butt, especially when we were playing Waking Up. I think we were in 1.3 Waking Up, or 1.4. I don't remember, but we had this style of enchanting. Actually, was it 2? I don't remember. I gotta remember what version we played Waking Up in. But I remember we had this, you know, the enchanting levels was very random. It didn't show the highest on the top and the medium and then the lowest here. Oh, the terrible old days. Let me take a quick look at the time real quick, and then we will see what we have time for next. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we've been going for about 31 minutes or so, and with that, I think it is a fantastic time to end off for today. I have been mentioning in the comments and stuff that, you know, the 30-minute mark is roughly around where I like to end my episodes when I have the chance and when I'm not trying to make progress. But we did manage to get a record today, so that is fantastic in itself. We found the way to intersection 3, which is also great progress. And I think with that, it is a good time to end off and continue on. And next time, more bread, more delicious bread. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today. Thanks for joining, everyone. As always, if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or feedback, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. As always, this is Rock, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!